Oh, got it. Grand Rising. Woo! Grand Rising, you Elizabeth. How are you today? On this day that we have never seen before, ever, 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 and that we will never see again. Never see again. Whew. So how you be? Hey, Miss Evelyn, are you on the road?
I'm waiting on RJ.
Okay. Okay.
You're mastering this patience thing.
Oh my God.
Oh
girl.
yeah. It's all on him whether he gets to school on time. That's all on him.
Oh my I am so proud of you, Mama Evelyn. Watch this boy have the biggest breakthrough ever about his integrity and his word. Come on. Keep it in place, baby. Keep it in place. Lead the way, boo. Lead the way. That's exciting for me.
I tell you. I tell you.
Train up a child the way he should go, and
oh yeah.
Part. See, that's part of that training, being responsible, taking responsibility for yourself, talking about integrity and all that stuff. Speak those things to our children. That's the train up.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also looking at the fact that whenever someone we believe it should be getting a lesson, what is the lesson in it for us?
Yes.
What is our
right there?
Because it's always a lesson being given, received, whatever's going on. We have to stop and say, what is it for me that I need to learn?
Right.
Yeah. What is it for me? And I think Amani said, you building up that patient muscle. You building it up. You building up that patient, and not just waiting. How are you waiting? Are you waiting with compassion? Are you waiting with prayer? Are you waiting with there's some reason why we're sitting here that is we're overting an accident, we're overting something. That's why we are sitting here. So I sit and I wait with patience. Yeah. With the grace of patience. Yeah.
And with that patience, Danny, is the knowing that it's going to be better. Whatever God is doing is going to go all. I was telling somebody, God never takes me backwards. Never. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it feels like. And you know what I mean? I don't care, because I know what benefit would it be for God backwards when there is no backwards. There is just, this moment. And so
that's all there is. It's just this right now moment. And just the thought that God's worst idea, if there is such a thing, is much far greater and far better than any best idea we could ever have.
Exactly.
So if we could rest in that, God says, just rest in me, my child. Just rest.
Just chill out.
Just chill out. Yeah, just chill.
I got you right here in the bosom.
Got you?
I got you.
Oh, wait. And we are here, so it is. It's patience is one of those principles and practices that if we could get that down. Oh, Miss Lolly, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
And Aaron and Ebony and my guest May Mayberry.
May Mayberry.
God bless you. How are you? God bless you, everyone. How are you?
God bless you.
Great.
Good. We're all good. Hey, Ebony.
Grand Rising.
Ebony. Sharon. Hey.
Pleased to meet you.
Grand Rising. Grand Rising. I'm gonna go get my tea.
Go get your tea. Did she say tea or teeth? Which one?
But I'm thinking she said teeth.
I did too.
She said tea.
She said teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tea.
And you know
Yeah,
I
to drink
understand.
here.
I totally understand. I told the Lord, I said, look, you know what I did? All I ever said was, I'm gonna have a beautiful smile. I'm just gonna have a beautiful, I'll be glad when I have this beautiful smile. I did not know what was gonna come with that beautiful smile. So you know,
Okay. It
but
is beautiful.
smile, this is the story. There's a story to be told with the smile.
Oh.
And let me say this as well. It's not something that I would want to flaunt to the world. You know, look at her like, but this is real life. And I'm thinking, how can I put this? Because to me, I'm silly. I don't care about what it looks like, but there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with this, you know, the mouth, the way you clean it, what you experience.
That's right. Yeah.
And no student or doctor who has not gone through this can do it. That's one of those personal, you know, like a man does not know what it is to have a child, period. To be pregnant, period. So, you know, in my process and thinking and dealing with this all day and stuff, it's like, how can I teach the world and those going through the same thing, put that information out in a way that is effective, yet it could be funny, it could be a class, it could be, because I took pictures and stuff like that anyway. So that's just what you know I'm having to deal with all the time, but it's just part of life. It's like, and you get into this age, you might experience that's when that starts. As you get there, Lolly.
Yeah. And it's called creating a new normal for yourself. Okay. I'm not used to this, but now I must create a space for it in my life. Now, how do I adjust? How do I, you know, how do I do it? How do I do it? Because I said this is what I wanted. All right. Now, I didn't know all of this other stuff was going to come with it. Okay. So that therein lies the lesson. So when we are asking, and when we are asking
and declaring,
it's okay also to put some stipulations in it. Because, you know, I always say when I'm asking for some, God, I ask for this. I ask for it to come to me. I ask for it to come to me under grace. Under grace. And I ask knowing that you can do exceedingly more than what I'm asking. So I ask for your will to be done. And so easily, effortlessly, and under grace is a declaration. I want this thing right here, but Lord, give it to me easily, effortlessly, and under grace. All right. So ask for it. But we don't interject the stipulations that we want, because many of us still think that we cannot be specific in our asking of God. We just don't. We just don't.
And then you still have the unknown.
But
The
unknown.
But unknown to man, not unknown to God.
To God.
And therein is Danny, the exceedingly abundantly. All I can ask, you know.
Yes.
But you know,
above all else. Yeah.
It's a beautiful morning, and I want to welcome my guest, my friend May Mayberry. And she's very active. Well, I know May. I know May. Now she may know me in another world, but it's in the music world and specifically around Sky Covington. Now I know that she's a jazz and a music and a production and a political and a whirlwind and a power to reckon with. If you are living an unjust life, because she's out to help people, you know, and she'll bust down some doors and stuff. Happen. So I would love, May, that you are, you know, again, welcome, and thank you for,
Thank you.
Yeah, and you
Thank you.
look
God bless you. God
beautiful.
bless you.
You look so beautiful.
I
Thank you.
know.
Thank you. Hey, trying to get this thing to work over here. This computer is complacent. You know, they want to do whatever they want to do, and when you want to.
When they want to do it, right. So if you could share with us, you know, I know I was reading your bio with Martin Luther King and Kilpatrick and all of that. So
Yes. I have, my name is Vernetta May Mayberry. I took on the May part of the Mayberry because I'm retired from hospice. After 25 years, they seemed like they couldn't get Vernetta right. So I just cut it short, just did it as May Mayberry. But I'm a retired chaplain with hospice, started off as a CNA, and I kept the CNA certification throughout my years because I never knew if I was going to go into a home that I needed to really get busy with a person, or they needed some assistance, and even with going into the homes and, you know, taking care of people. But throughout the years, over 50 years, I've been a community activist for the city of Detroit. I have what I'm getting ready to do within the next few months I'm working on is the Martin Luther King Commemorative March that I'm working on right now. And that's June the 23rd. And of this year, 2023, I have been working on this for the last 3 years, really. I've been doing the March for Freedom. And this year is the 60th year. The year, really, it's been 80 years because Martin Luther King came here in 1963, which I did march in that march with my grandfather. And I marched in the 50th year. And then after George Floyd and all the rest of, you know, Breonna Taylor, and so much unrest in the nation, I decided to pick up the ball on, you know, Martin Luther King commemorative march for freedom. In the last 3 years, it is starting to grow, which is the 60th year this year. I'm asking everyone to come out and participate in it because we have too many issues on the table that must be addressed. And it's time for us to start doing things for ourselves instead of keep asking people to do something for us. And we won't get up off our own duff and do it for ourselves. We're so complacent. We'll accept. We made ourselves into a second class to the degree that we accept things. We accept the idea we don't have proper grocery stores. We accept the idea, you know, that from 7 Mile and Van Dyke all the way to Jefferson, there is no grocery store in the community. That goes for Wyoming on the west side. You know what I'm saying? We have no proper grocery stores. We don't have the proper nutrition. We'll buy other things instead of taking care of ourselves. So I've been an activist. I work with Better Grocery Stores for the city of Detroit. I work for the asthma research for the University of Michigan. I've done a lot of things of trying to make sure that my people are taken care of. Detroit is taken care of. The people in the community, you know, I've as Sheila said, busted down doors on different things of affordable housing when they tore down the Brewster and the Jeffrey projects. I worked on affordable housing, helping to build infill houses for the city of Detroit. So in the 50 years of me being an activist for the city of Detroit, I'm always trying to do things. And I found Sky Covington, that we share the same birthday, with a beautiful voice. I said, oh, I gotta be, and support her in the things that she does. She does, she started the Hug Detroit, and that's where I met Sheila Hill um, uh, through the Hug Detroit, being an activist and making sure that, working with Isaac Robinson and making sure that we had things at the different events, or just doing whatever I could to support her on that endeavor also. So right now, like I say, I'm working on the Martin Luther King commemorative march that is coming up in June. We have a day every 22nd of the month, every month, until we have the freedom and the things that the George Floyd bill passed, the John Lewis bill passed. We're asking the nation, we're going into the nation now, that we must find solidarity some point, a white t-shirt on the 22nd of every month, until we make a movement or statement that things must change. It is time for change. We can no longer keep accepting the bottom end of things. Although a lot of people say, well, we're moving, but everybody wants to be a leader. And that's why I open up that platform of, we have so many leaders, but we're all still scattered. We're still, so we still need to have that solidarity. I have decided that we're going to start from Grand Circus Park on my march. We're going to, I'm asking all the unions, the labor unions and so forth, because we have asked the NAACP and other entities, the churches, what Martin Luther King, was marching with, and himself being a pastor, a reverend. The churches are still complacent. They do not like to speak about, informing the people. And so I'm starting at Grand Circus Park with my portion of the march, because I want us to be solidarity, be unified in the march, that people are wearing their families' t-shirts, banners, because they do a photo op. And every 10 years they do a photo op of at the Fox Theater and in Comerica Park, because of the sponsorship from the NAACP. I don't want to do a photo op. It's not about, who's going to, I don't need that publicity. I want things done. And I'm tired of being bought. We have some of our leaders who are bought and sold. The marches that I have put on the last 3 years, because it's not the 60th year, they decided that they would they wouldn't come unless I sent them money or sponsored them at least $10,000. But I still continued on with the march. I still had my unions. So this time it's organized with my union people, my labor people, my everyday people. We're not trying to get the accolades of, we just did that. We know we need to have a voice now. We're trying to not only, we need people in office who's going to do what they say they're going to do. We need people to speak. We need people at the table to be able to speak. This year, we lost our congressional seat as far as Black people are concerned. So I myself has been endorsed just 3 days ago by Hill Harper to join me in my protest, because we need change. We don't need the same old thing. We've been in this rut for 60 years. We're still fighting the same issues of voting rights. We're still fighting against police brutality. We're still fighting the same affordable housing. We're still fighting. We just got, we don't even have an anti-lynching law. We just got Emmett Till bill passed. Emmett Till has been gone for 59, going on 60 years now. So it's going to be 60 years. Not only are we going around this mountain more than 60 years, we're talking about 80 since the 1943 riot that brought Martin Luther King here in the city of Detroit. We have, so it's 80 years of going around the same thing, police brutality and just imprisonment of our Black people, men and women. You know what I'm saying? And once you have a mother or a father in prison, you are imprisoning their children.
Yeah.
So the children are feeling the brunt of not having their mother or father, have been incarcerated for years for even a $20 bag of marijuana. Some people have been in prison. So we're asking for prison reform. We're asking for things to be done now. We can't just keep on going around this thing and we're not getting anything done. So myself, yes, I am the squeaky wheel. I will get the oil. I'm asking, not just to touch and agree because we've prayed on this issue. We asked, we taking a knee, a bow, a scrape. No, we're demanding. No longer we're asking for you to do the right thing. And we need people to stand up and do the right thing. Now it's just time. And it's time for us to wake up and not smell the coffee and know that the house is burning.
On fire.
It's burning almost to the ground now. So that's who I am. My name is Vernetta May Mayberry. You can find me on Facebook as May Mayberry. I am always, I have 3 different pages. I do the May Information Station also that helps you with jobs and education and how to write grants and how to do different things, opportunities that, and podcast and how to, I used to be on the First Lady Show. You can find me on YouTube, Apple TV, Instagram. But now I'm trying to stay focused on this 60th year of making a great stand, not just, I've tooted the horn for the last 3 years of trying to get people to rally, and it's like pulling teeth, just like to get people out to vote. It's like pulling teeth for Black people. Oh, and my vote don't count, and this, baby, if our ancestors, if they could just come and shake some of these people, shake them and tell them, hey, I died for the white vote. And here you are still sitting on your duff and acting like you brand new. You know what I'm saying? And we need to take back our neighborhoods. We had neighborhoods when I was younger. We had a neighborhood I could go 10 blocks over and be over at my friend's house. And they didn't have to call. My mama didn't have to call. She just called out the door. By the 10 blocks over, somebody told me, your mother called and you from over there. She didn't call, what I'm saying? So we knew our neighborhoods.
That's right.
We can't let Pookie take over our neighborhoods and be a hood and his hood rat self just take over your neighborhood. Yes, we need to talk. We need to speak up. We need to make sure that Pookie get the help that he needs because he might have mental illness. He might have problems. And we got to take it and trap that rat so he can get some help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
trap that rat. I like that.
What I'm saying? Call him what he is. He is. And he's a predator. You know what I'm saying? We have a young lady, 80 years old, being raped right in the front of her house. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. We got to stop the madness. And we got to stop Pookie now. You know what I'm saying? From taking over and doing whatever his mayhem. He don't even own a house. He over there taking over somebody else's old house and decided he gonna ravage the neighborhood. We need to stop. We need to wake up and be, at my age right now, you know what I'm saying? I got more years behind me than I have in front of me. So these years
Yeah.
that I have and I'm retired,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna sit here and keep on letting things just go on and on and on. And then I lock myself behind my iron doors and my iron um, uh,
Window.
doors and windows
Right.
and lock myself and be a prisoner in my own home. We
Mm-mm.
didn't have those. You can walk, we used to sleep on our front porch. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You can't even have the kids
Yeah.
outside to ride a bike. You know, unless sleep on the front porch. Sleep on the front porch. They'd be like, what?
Mm-hmm. Sure
Right,
did.
right,
We
girl,
need,
We
yeah.
we need
did.
to
Yeah.
reconquer what we had. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, I said, I look back at the times, I said, some of the houses that I used to live in or neighborhoods that I used to live in as a child no longer exist. It's like a war zone. You know what I'm saying? So we need to start rebuilding and um, restoring what we once had. And we had the city of Detroit, the entire east side, really, all the way from Jefferson, all the way into Highland Park. And, you know, we pushed people out. You know, that's why Coleman Young was like, hey, if y'all don't want to come in, you ain't got to come in here. Hey, we're gonna keep our city. And now what you see now, I said I can walk at 3 o'clock in the morning. No, I can say other people can walk at 3 o'clock in the morning, walk their dog at 3 o'clock in the morning. Weak folks, white folks, whatever you want to call them, they can walk the dog at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I walk my dog at 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody gonna say, "Mother, how many lumps you want?" You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna come out of the woodwork just to get me because he'll prey on me. Pookie them will prey on me before he prey on that white person. So we need to find out how did we lose our children? How did we lose the momentum of being Black in America? You know, so that's who I am. And if you have any questions or anything, please find me, look for me. I'm all over the place. I can't stay still right now. Like I said, I got to keep it moving. As older I get stiff and got the achy boobs. But everybody still call me Go-Go. My friends call me Go-Go. They say, hey, you're always going somewhere. You're doing something. I said, I got to keep moving at all costs. You know, as Malcolm X and hey, by all means necessary, and keep it moving at all costs, and all the rest of the cliches. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep moving and doing what God says to do. And until when the lights go out, and I can say, hey, I know. You know, I said, and people wake up every morning and say, thank you, God, for waking me up. I said, I don't have to thank God. I thank God at the end of the day, because when I wake up, I say, God, what you want me to do today? Because He already know. I have no doubt that He's going to wake me up. All I can do is just say thank you for the day. So each day is a blessing. And I thank God for that, you know. And then I'm going to keep on moving and keep on doing what I need to do until He say, hey, hey, come on in here and start running your mouth again up here. We need some people over here who don't know how to shut it down.
Sharon's got her hand up.
Well, before Sharon goes, please allow me. I just have to say deep bow to you, Mama May Mayberry, for your tenacity, for your spirit, for listening to God's calling on your heart to, as you say, keep it moving. Because it's once we become stagnant, and that's what we've become stagnant. And when you have stagnicity, all kinds of breeding can occur. And that's what we're seeing. So deep bow to you, so that when your feet hit the ground, the devil say, damn, she up again, damn it. Okay. Oh, Lord, okay.
Yes.
Lord.
Yep. All right.
Yes.
No, that's a fact.
Yes. Deep bow to you.
Thank you. All I need is some great women like yourselves to just get out there and help us and keep it moving and let's keep it active. And I just need all hands on deck, on board.
Okay.
We, like I said, we need to conquer our neighborhoods. Let's
Mhm.
get the neighborhoods
Yeah.
again. Hey, we don't live in the hood. I don't
Yeah.
tell people, hey, I'm in the hood. No,
I'm in the hood. I'm in the
no,
hood.
I'm in the
I'm in the hood
neighborhood.
in the same house I grew up in, and I have seen the changes and the shifts, the rises and the falls, and the very thing that you speak of, May, I've seen it where we have left generational homes that mama and them and grandmama and them bought and took care of and nurtured not only the homes but the community and the neighborhood, and we just walked away from them. And now who living in them? The we people.
We people.
Because they see the value, in what was created. And so as we have abandoned those things, I stand with you.
I thank you.
I
Thank you.
stand
Thank
with you. And
I-
Sheila has said in the chat that she's going to get all of your information and share it with us. I was writing down those dates. Every 22nd day of the month, you wear a white t-shirt. And then June 23rd is the march. So
Correct.
I think if we can get all of that information.
Yeah, you can find me on my Facebook page.
Mhm.
Please share. My Facebook page is open so that you can pull anything off of it. As far as the flyers is concerned, I'll have some more flyers. I'm going to pick them up later on today. That you can ask me, meet me on the side of the road anywhere and get flyers from me. I'm always in the city of Detroit. I don't live in the city anymore. I live in Romulus, and people ask me why I don't live in the city, but I love the city of Detroit. I was born in Paradise Valley, which is 1022 Alpha, right behind Burt's.
Yeah.
And we were the last house on the block because we were the first people. My grandmother ran a house called the Arkansas House, and anybody who came from Arkansas had to stay in her house. And so we had the first TV, telephone, everybody, so we were a viable home in the community. So I myself, I said, well, when they tore down all of that, and like I said, they're trying to make this walkway now. I said, you're not going to do that. I'm on a committee right now that, they tore down Joe Louis Arena and making a high-rise living structure in that area. And they want to make a walkway. I said, y'all walk the dog over Joe Louis. We don't need a walkway. He needs a park, or he needs something that you can relax. I said, because he couldn't even pay for his own burial. Frank Sinatra had to pay for his burial. They had took him and destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to change that narrative, and I'm trying to change the walkway that they're doing for this greenway that came through Paradise Valley. And Paradise Valley and the Black Bottom also were towns just like Highland Park, Hamtramck. We had our own mayor. We had our own city council. And so when they came through that Hastings Street area during that time, they took away a lot of homes, and you can find the homes as well as stores. And the stores, I'm gonna tell you, the stores are downtown in a historical museum that street they built downtown in the historical museum is the stores from Hastings Street.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So some point of that, they found that the buildings were restorable for them to put in a museum. So we have to recapture those things. So I'm working on reparations also. We deserve it from being uprooted in Paradise Valley and Black Bottom. Black Bottom stretched all the way from Woodward Avenue all the way over to Mount Elliott, and all the way up and to Vernon Highway, and then Vernon Highway all the way over and across to West Vernon. So Vernon Highway was a highway.
Yes.
It came from the east side, west side. So just trying to, fill in some of those things. I sit in on those things. I'm trying to get in on the task force, but they told me that I don't live in the city of Detroit, so I can't do too many things in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
And I said, well, your mayor lived in Livonia, and we still think that he still lives in Livonia because he doesn't live in the Manuvian mansion. And when he first got elected, he said he told the press that he would not live in that hut, a hut, because he knew that Black people lived in it, and he wasn't going to live in there. And so we still elect him, to people in Detroit. I don't live in Detroit.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my car insurance is only $75 a month out here. So I don't see, that, and you could bring your car insurance down also in the city of Detroit if you put on there that you have your own insurance,
medical insurance, yeah,
health insurance as well. A lot of people, and that you have roadside service, that you got AAA, and show them that you have other entities that help you if your car breaks down, that the car won't be tore up on the freeway or whatever. So you can bring your insurance down. A lot of people don't know it. And by me being AARP, that gives me extra insurance.
Yeah.
If you're 55 years old, claim it. Get those senior discounts. Get those senior discounts.
Yeah, Sharon.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all have lost a lot of people over here.
We ain't.
Mouth.
Yeah, well, anyhow, hi and welcome. And when King came to Detroit 60 years ago, he must have really made an impression on us little kids. Because I too was a little kid who went to I'm trying to take my hand down, but I'll figure it out later. But anyhow, I too went to the march 60 years ago, and it made an impression on me, so much so that I too am organizing a 60th anniversary march, but with youth. And I am, now the chairperson of the Black Historic Sites Committee. And because I'm working with the Historical Museum and the Society, they just agreed the other day to join the NAACP thing. So we are going to do our march on Friday, the actual date, which is the 23rd, and they're doing it on the Saturday, the 24th. So my question, what day are you doing your march? Is your march on Friday?
On the 23rd. That is the actual date of the Freedom March. They have a dinner also. They have, NAACP is doing their march on the 24th because they have a dinner over the weekend. They got, pardon?
Like I said, we were planning some things on the 23rd and the 24th. Some things have been changed because, once you start dealing with, corporations and stuff, it kind of gets out of your hands. But anyhow, so our youth march, which was We Are the Dream Youth March, and it was to highlight kids. Because, kids, any kid who has learned anything about Martin Luther King will want to come and march, So we were planning a march, and now it's been, kind of included in the NAACP march. But we were also planning to have a march with the kids all over Detroit or any community that has a kid, get out there at a certain time and with a sign and march, and ours was peace. We weren't protesting anything. It's peace, peace and love and all that kind of good stuff. But also we're going to do a, recording of people who were at the march 60 years ago. And I'd very much like to include you and your narrative in the record. So definitely need to get in touch with you on that. And let's see. I wrote a book about my whole experience with going to the march and being so influenced. I became a foot soldier for civil rights. And basically, I wrote a history book for children. And it's from when King came to Detroit until he was assassinated. And that was only 5 years. And so much impactful things happened in that 5 years that between his coming to town and that fateful day in April. And so great minds go together, and I definitely need to get your information so we can include your narrative. And if like I said, we are planning our march on the 23rd too, because that is the date. But come on down to the historical museum so that you can do some of the activities down there too. It can be included in your thing. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Will
Sharon.
do. We'll pass that
Sharon?
along.
Sharon, I just texted
Yes.
her number.
Oh, okay. Let me figure it out. Okay. Let me get on. Turn myself off, and I'll talk to you in a minute. I'll figure out how to get her number.
No,
I
No,
know.
you just
I texted to you, so
just wait until
after-
the call is over. Because she can't answer the phone now, no way, Sharon.
Sharon.
Sharon, she can't call. You can't call her right now.
I thought we
Okay.
were doing stuff over Zoom and in the chat, so I still haven't figured out the Zoom stuff. But
It's
Yeah,
all
Sharon, we
good.
met some years
figure
ago.
that out.
Yeah, but I texted to your phone, so it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I met Sharon a couple of years back, maybe 3 years back. I was taking dance classes with Lisa, and Sharon were
that
taking dance
African
classes together, African
fusion with
dance.
long skirt. Yes, it was fabulous. We can't wait. I broke my ankle since then, so now I'm back to being in dance mode. So
Right.
everybody come dance with us. It was fabulous.
I know. Hey, I was trying to keep these little fat legs going, but hey, I'm telling you, like,
Ebony.
Ebony. Hi.
I'm a community activist as well in the Downriver area. I wanted to know if you were familiar with Rhonda Anderson, or Matisela Ra is her name.
Downriver.
She's in Detroit. She came downriver to work with us.
Oh, no. I maybe if I see her, maybe, and
Okay,
maybe
I
if
would
she
love
see
to
me.
get. Is
I'm
it okay
everywhere. I
if
don't. Pardon?
I want to share your information with her, if
Oh,
that's
sure.
okay.
My phone number is 734-351-1244. It's on. Hey, I have no problem. Once again, my phone number is 734-351-1244.
I'll send it. I'll make sure y'all can get it.
And
Thank you.
I have it's on my Facebook page. I'm open. It's on my flyer. My email, May MAY NEAT, the number 2 at gmail.com. So May MAY, neat like a neat person, NEAT, because I love to have things organized. And the number 2 at gmail.com. You can find me and send me any kind of information. If you want me to come, show up, show out. I'm always doing things for Flint. I'm doing the Flint water crisis still. The people up in Flint with the class action suit got $52 from the class action suit. $52 up in Flint. So I'm still an advocate for Flint, you know what I'm saying? Although they say they can't go back and sue them, but the residuals of some of the children that still can't walk, and the learning disabilities and the skin rashes and all sorts of stuff, they still exist. So I'm an advocate about the Flint water crisis. And I still try to get myself and Brother Fuqua Bay, we still get water up to Flint with Judge Mathis. I'm still working with that too. So if anybody know anything, that they want to donate money or send water up to Flint. And the water really goes to the senior citizens because the senior citizens can't haul water. And so we have young men who take the water to the senior buildings and take it up to their apartments because they need medication. They have to have medication, and we make sure that they get water because they can't move, and the water pipes, although they still are corroded from the buildings that they live in. And I try to make sure that they get water at least to drink and take the medication with. Judge Mathis and I still work with him. So I got my toe in everything. That's why I say I got 20 things. I got 10 fingers and 10 toes. So if I could put a toe in there or a finger, or put my, just touch, or if they need me for different things, I try to get those things out for us to get involved. There's no sense in nobody not being able to help somewhere in our community at some point. You got to do something. You just can't just not, spend a minute or time or give back into the community some kind of way, So I'm always an advocate for, I'll be up in Flint on the 1st with Governor Whitmore. If anybody wants to take the ride up, I'm driving, and we're going to go and have a town hall meeting. And it's only going to be about 100 people at this particular gathering that she is putting, forth to come and meet with some of the leaders up in Flint, try to see what we can do about, like I said, restructuring even some of the senior buildings. I'm an advocate for the seniors up in Flint.
May, what day is that?
That's May the 1st. I'll be, like I said, I'm always posting stuff on my Facebook page. You can always find out where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going up to Flint and I'll give you the address and everything. And I'll be leaving early because the town hall meeting starts at 11. So Flint is maybe about an hour. Give me an hour or so. And I'll be up in Flint meeting with the governor. It always comes to small venues. Her and Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, they come to small venues, but I'm always everywhere they are. I'm usually trying to be there. I got a voice. You see, I do. I try to make myself, kind of stand out on different issues and things that I'm coming for. Saying, like I said, I'm that squeaky wheel with that squeaky voice, with that signature. Hey, what are we going to do? Like I said, we need to start a third party. If we can't get what we need from you, we have to do something different. I can't keep putting new wine in old wine skins and thinking that it's going to be just. It's not. We can't do it no more. Cannot. And I refuse to do it. I got to think outside the box now. Because I've lived almost 70 years here, and it's just time for a change. And the change is in the wind, and we got to be winners now. We got to make sure that my children and my grandchildren, I got great-grandchildren, will not wind up with slavery, and not physical slavery, just slavery of the mind. So they can be easily persuaded with things, with the television, with the social media. They could be easily persuaded with all sorts of things that are devices that are out here. After you're making it so easy for me to, back in the day, we only had but three numbers that you used to play, Detroit, Pontiac, and you had Inkster number. And now you can play a number 10 times a day with different things. So it shows you how much things have changed. So we must stay abreast of the change, and we must change just like society has, and stop staying stagnated and looking for the street numbers to come back again. Because people live in it, they live in the 70s and the 60s. And people live, we're so stagnated in what used to be, but we can still build on what used to be. That's why, but then again, history will repeat itself. And if we don't do something about the narrative and breaking generational curses, what I'm saying, we have to. It's time for us to break these generational curses. What I'm saying?
May we have another question?
Sure.
I just have one more question on some of your tips or ideas on how to strategize our Black families into being engaged with the organizing and the movement. Just because uh, for myself, this is my first time being a chairperson of a transitional organizing team, and I just became a member of our Western Wayne NAACP. So I'm really trying to figure out how to collaborate both of them to get our families and our children engaged in River Rouge on our fight for clean air and other things that's going on in our city. But they're not seeming to be very cooperative. So I was wondering if you had any like suggestions or how have you done so with organizing these families in the past?
Well, the thing is to I myself, I started with the churches also, but during the pandemic, a lot of churches kind of shut their doors down. But I still reach out to some of the pastors, and I see that you're in River Rouge. You talk about River Rouge, and I know that the air pollution and all of the water and um, it's hard. I'm telling you, to deal with us as a people, it's hard to get us to change. But you have to keep at it. You have to keep plugging at it. Go to the churches, go to community centers. And I'm gonna tell you what I found out recently, even more so, is to get seniors involved. A lot of seniors they don't have nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? And they have a bus service. Um, they have bus services for seniors to get out. As long as you got 25 people, you can get 25. You can get a free bus for seniors to go anywhere. The state of Michigan and Wayne County has things abreast for you to deal with seniors and with children. So the best thing for you to do is keep plugging at it. And I can give you some resources. Just tell me which way you're going, and um, I can help you in any way I can. As far as information, that's what I do. I do the research and find out who's who, and and hey, step on toes if I have to. I do step on toes. Um, because people, some people, you know, they remember you if you step on their toes.
Right, right.
They do.
Right.
They just like, hey, you stepped on my brand new white gym shoes, doggone it. And they remember you. And then the thing is, and then, I remember back in the day, I, me and this girl, I might have to go back in there, but it's just I did. We were arch enemies, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna get you. And so the thing is, once you face the giant, we became the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just the idea of some people like the opposition, but you're so much alike and so much, you have. So when you step on somebody's toes, some people don't like it, but then it gets their attention, and then they be like, oh, I see what, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just have to, you know, just step out the box on things. And you're a young person, and I know you can do some great things. And I thank God for you that you're out there and you're trying to make things happen. Um, like I said, the NAACP has given me so much. Hey, they have been sticklers because, like I say, oh, you talk against the church. I say, well, during the pandemic, I said, yeah, I did. I said, I was angry. I was angry at the church because, people needed you, to have the faith, saying have faith. So, and they didn't give you the faith. They shut the doors, cut out the light, took vacation, went home and stayed locked down with their families in Georgia, Florida, wherever they went to. And some of the big churches, I mean, and then when I was suggesting that, people could sit in their car, sit in the parking lot, put a loudspeaker, turn on the radio, and it was like, only person did that was Triumph. Pastor Kennard, he listened to me. He was like, he was the only person, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of the churches, small churches, y'all ain't had nobody but y'all family members in there. So y'all could have, still had prayer, you know what I'm saying? Still went over to Sister So-and-so's house, knowing she had COVID, and put a box of food on her front porch because she couldn't get out, you know what I'm saying, or something. But I didn't see the churches, being by his stripes you are healed, and faith without works is dead. I didn't see, the churches encamping the hospitals that had bodies that were sitting up, saying, and all that fear. God didn't give me a spirit of fear, but a sound mind. I didn't see that. All the cliches that you was preaching about for 50, 40, 50 years, I didn't see it in the church. And so I myself was still, like, you going over to so-and-so, they ain't got COVID over there, and they need some food. They still need this box of food. They still, so we have to still, even through the hard times, you still have to push for. I didn't COVID. I ain't got no symptoms of it. You know what I'm saying? I kept telling people, when all through the COVID, I was talking on my talk show, and I was saying, get you some vitamin D, and don't just pump yourself with the C, get that D, because we don't have no sun. We are people of the sun. This thing is affecting us. It's not affecting that other guy. He out here swimming, doing all sorts of stuff, don't want to wear a mask, want to fight you about a mask, you know what I'm saying? And when it first came up, it was talking about wash your hands. Then it said cover your face. Then it was like, and then they didn't know how to treat it. And then I was like, this thing is, you can't lay people on their back. And, I worked through Ebola. I worked through all sorts of SARS, everything that was coming down the pipe. I worked through those pandemics. And I said, you can't lay a person who has a lung problem on their back. You know what I'm saying? And then people started listening, like, no, you have to put them on their stomach so they can cough this thing out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Put them on their stomach. And then they go, oh, yeah, I see. But see, being a herbalist and, doing holistic healing and all this sort of stuff that my grandfather and grandmother had, taught and all that sort of stuff, they don't want to hear that. They wanted to, have you on a respirator and have you down and, have all these people dying because they didn't know how to treat it. And so now that, we have this thing, because even before it came, I kept telling people also, I said, look at the sky. We don't have any birds. We just finally got pigeons coming out again and sparrows. And I was like, something is in the air that is killing people. And people was like, you just losing your mind, lady. But see, I'm a person who pays attention to small things, small details. I worked on the stage, I used to perform, and I did a lot of theater. And so I did props, and I was a stage manager. So those little small details made a difference if a person was talking about a clock, what time it is, and they didn't have a watch on or they didn't have a clock. So those things, so I paid attention to those things. And like I said, during that pandemic, they wasn't paying attention to what was really going on with people. And that's why a lot of people perished. And if you went out to the memorial, you seen it was first ladies, they cut off the heads. So the thing is, when people had a lot of contact, first ladies and pastors were mostly people who dealt with a lot of people died during the pandemic. So they destroyed a lot of leaders and then shut down everything. So people started to have to see themselves, and some people didn't like who they saw. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you had so many families with child abuse and spousal abuse, and people didn't like themselves, and people still don't. That's why you have so many angry people. You know what I'm saying? They see themselves for what they are, and they don't like themselves. So now you got a lot of mental illness, a lot of different things. So we just have to love on people in general. Just love them anyway. Don't you know? I don't discriminate. I don't you know. Like I said, when you sit at my Thanksgiving table, you got the United Nations. I got Japanese, Chinese, you know, Puerto Rican, everybody. I don't hate anybody, but I just I dislike some of the things that other people do. You know what I'm saying, to us, and we do to ourselves, because Black Lives Matter, but sometimes Black lives don't matter to us. And that's where we need to start loving on each other.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? And I love the idea that we call each other kings and queens, but you have to realize what a king and a queen is. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize that even the Queen of England destroyed nations. So we call each other, although we came from kings and queens, you understand? But it was still only one king. It was only one queen. You understand? We had people, and we became a village, sisters and brothers and uncles and aunts. That's why I say you got single mothers, and a brother won't even take their son out. They're like, can you take my son to the barbershop? Like, that bad, hey, that kid is like, hey, because they ain't got no uncle, they ain't got granddaddy, they ain't got a big papa, they ain't got big mama no more. Oh, they got queen mama. I'm grandma. Grandma, what happened to grandma? What happened to big mama? We just have to be able to, you know, hey, you can't be walking across my furniture with like a roach around here. With you. No, I'm grandma. You can do whatever you want to, baby. Won't walk across grandma's furniture. You can do that. He just so cute. He just talked to me like a dog. He's so cute. He just cussed like a sailor. You just so cute. You know. Hey, I ain't invited to nobody's kids' party. And I thank God I don't, because see, hey, I got one of those eyes like,
This ain't no.
I'm gonna tell mama, go tell your mama so I can kick their, you know, I'm gonna kick them too. Cause you ain't got no business talking to, you ain't my, I know if I was your mama, you wouldn't be talking to me. I don't even know you, kid, like that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, you know, be a village and stop trying to be kings and queens.
That's right.
As half of y'all don't even own y'all house. Y'all and y'all got dirt on in the front yard. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no kingdom. You know, your kids don't even know you. And your grandkids and your cousin, they don't even know their cousin, their first cousin. We trying to kill their first cousin, they don't even know. Because they don't know you and you don't know them. And your kids are scattered. We got a nation that's scattered because we don't love on each other and we don't give back to each other. You know, we don't honor. So how can you, a queen honor another queen? Because I don't want to bow to you until you bow to me first. Kings too. No. You know what I'm saying? Nope. And all men cheat. No. That's why they got all these shows called Maury Povich saying, you ain't the daddy. Yeah. You ain't the daddy because you cheating too. You know, y'all better leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, May, it has been an eye-opening.
Thank you, love. Thank you for inviting me. I love y'all. Love you with the love of all of God. And I just love you, love you, love you. Please keep me in mind, keep me in prayer. Yes. I will do the same for you. And y'all just take care. Thank you. And thank you, Sheila, for the opportunity. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll get all that information and stuff and send and post it in our WhatsApp. so anyone can get involved. I'm going to look into June 23rd of how I can help, make that happen. Anyone else have something to say? And you don't have to leave, May. We're here to 10, so you're
Hey,
free.
don't let me quiet y'all down. Hey, I've done this for 5 years now as far as my podcasting, and I love talking. I love to teach. I love it. Hey, I'm one of those Baptist ministers. Like, hey, wait a minute, I got.
No. You're
Thank
not
you, love.
quieting. You are not quieting us down. You are not quieting us down.
Not
We
at all.
are listening to your wisdom,
Oh, okay.
and there is a difference.
I want you to bring my card.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you, love.
Okay, you get the distinction.
Yeah, we're just doing a transition and, letting you know you didn't have to leave. Because, well, I think you heard at the beginning, we can get a little wild here, but we were so engrossed in what you were sharing. Like, wow.
Yes.
Wow. So, yeah, Sharon, go ahead.
This isn't about the march, but one of the things that May had said earlier, which made me think about my community, and she was saying her community is a desert. Have you noticed that the fast food places are moving out? Like in my neighborhood, the Tim Hortons has gone, the Burger King is gone, the everything is moving out. So they're trying to starve us out of here. That's my comment.
I think that, the fast foods are giving us an opportunity to start franchiseship. We need to start taking ownership. And it's a great thing for me to tell people the fast foods it's time to move out, because you'll have a fast food restaurant and you still won't have a grocery store. So maybe it'll start people to start making that burger at home. Give me some great things to eat. Bring back some greens and beans and things. You know what I'm saying? The food that they were given to us is manufactured and it's not nutritious anyway. So I'd rather have a grocery store. We need in our community, we need Black hospitals who will take care of us. You know what I'm saying? Take care of our needs. We also need Black banks. We need more Black banks in the city of Detroit. We got 2 of them here. The First Independent Bank and the Liberty Bank is a Black bank. So we need, like I said, grocery stores to make a entire community. We need shoe repair guys. We need other, entities that, we don't need another, shirts or buying clothes and all that sort of stuff. We need to have the viable things that needs the corner store. You know what I'm saying? That's the corner store, because everything is a gas station. And I've found out now that I've been talking about fresh fruits and vegetables. They've been selling old oranges and old apples in the gas stations. Now they have oranges and apples and bananas, and that's all you could find in a gas station. They would push those bananas on us. Did you see that? For a while, they were just pushing bananas. They didn't have nothing else fresh for you to eat. Not a fresh sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Or lettuce and tomatoes or Subway. And with the franchise ship right now, is running $14,000 for a Burger King building, or Burger King for you to start franchising. It was only $10,000 for Church's Chicken, and they're going out of business. And now you see all the Pakistanians have Church's Chicken. And I know we don't spend $10,000 on Church's Chicken. So it's time for us to start ownership. Get something that's needed in the neighborhood, that's viable. The Black farmers, they need fruits and vegetables. We need to do a lot of that. I'm working with Gleamers, trying to get Gleamers to start coming into the neighborhoods. They said, well, you don't even have buildings, which we don't. Most of the buildings are torn down and they're not usable. And some of the churches, you know, they don't even want to open up, but they have to have a kitchen, a conducive kitchen, you know, that can hold perishables, you know, like cabbage and stuff like that. So if anybody knows some things like that, some resources like that, love to have a church that might want to open up the doors for us to be able to have Gleamers to come in. We need more places like that, more centers. And we need to protest about recreation centers. But can't do it all. Can't do it all.
Okay. Well, thank you. Lolly, did you have something you wanted to share?
Well,
You know, you and your activities and stuff.
it's so much that I heard today, so I'm not even sure where I'm at with what I want to share. But I want to say I appreciate you, Miss Mayberry, for all of your efforts. That's it's really wonderful to have a calling to help the community in such a way. And not everyone can do it. And if it was easy, more people would do it. And there's just the amount of knowledge you have about the field and the amount of compassion you have about a lot of different issues in our community is really magnificent. So I appreciate that, because I honestly can't say that I act on my compassion as heavily as you do. So that's really wonderful. It was just something you mentioned earlier about our communities, and then you mentioned, like, you know, Pookie and them and what they're often doing in the community. And then I think it's important to, you know, think about how Pookie and them are also failed by the system as well. And you were mentioning, you had mentioned at some point, you know, let's see what they need help with, if it's mental health or whatever, you know. And I think that's a big thing, because in a lot of our communities, I work on the east side. I work on the east side in a youth center. So I get to see a lot of different storylines and a lot of different, you know, experiences that people have, and they share with me, because I'm just a cool music person. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna talk to her. And I hear a lot, and I'm just like, you know, a lot of people really don't understand how purposeful and impactful that their life is. And because they live in a community and are maybe surrounded by people who don't see that in them or don't share that, or you know, you talked about not having grocery store. So imagine living in a space, you don't have fresh food, you don't have a good education, you might not have transportation. The only way to feel like you can afford things is to steal or to sell something that you probably shouldn't be selling. Your cousins are doing it. It's always, you know, it's like, if you don't see a way out, you get stuck in that same box, in that same cycle that just continues and continues. And then we have our situations like this, where it's like we're in our communities and it just seems like people are causing havoc just all throughout our communities. But in truth, they've been failed too. And so it's like having the compassion of understanding that, you know, they are dealing with something that they need to come out of, and may not actually grow out of. But then also understanding that, you know, with that compassion for them, we also have to have like this protective element for the rest of our community as well. And so that's really interesting. And I did also think it was interesting how you were saying, a lot of times we'll get gentrification and you'll see, you know, people running their dogs and everything. You're like, what, how can they just safely do this? Just, you know, and it's interesting because sometimes we really, I don't know, we keep ourselves in the mindset of our our space. And so like, even I think some of the people, how I was saying, were failed by our system, you know, they're only seeing the people around them. So I feel like they're probably doing some of what if it's crime or, you know, whatever it is that they're doing, they kind of stay in their community and do it because that's where they feel the safest to do that. And, you know, they're not going to really mess with other people all the time. Sometimes they do, but I think it's just something we have to create a safe space for our community and continue to educate and find those spaces where we need to uplift more. So yeah, that's where I was getting at with that. And someone else mentioned earlier about peace, about patience, way earlier, talking about having that patience. And so being someone who is called here to help, for me in Buddhism, if you're a Buddha, I mean, you're a bodhisattva of the earth, or you're someone here to like create peace, to help people learn, to guide people to a better understanding about life, and to really explore that interconnectedness that we all have. You know, it's really really an experience that requires us to have so much patience because things aren't gonna change like this all the time. Sometimes things just, you know, oh wow, it just that was quick. But a lot of things, there's an ongoing process of us continuing to evolve, not only just being like, I'm gonna help you evolve, but because we're evolving as well. So it's like if we're all independently and collectively evolving, we're creating such a better space. And it takes that time to do that. And so we have to rest in the fact that, you know, this is a process that is already God ordained. And so how might have an idea about how it's supposed to go, and it's not necessarily going to be that. So give yourself permission to stay still for a second and just be still and know. But that also reminded me of, I'm getting to it. It also reminded me of Permission to Lollygag, which is my project that I just released musically. And actually Mama Evelyn made my earrings, okay, to go with it. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So I just
Yay.
released that project, and that's basically the same thing. It's giving yourself permission to be still and reflect and evolve and grow and understand that I have a song called Peace Motive, and that means like understanding when you wake up in the morning and you're going about your day, that everything that you're doing is to help us come back and reconnect with that peace, that inner peace that we have, that inner power that we have, that God that is already within us, you know, like that is our mission here. So I end this with, again, thank you, Ms. Mayberry, for your work. Because it's all interconnected, and people like you inspire so many others. Clearly there's already revolutionaries in the Zoom call because they're like, I got a question and I'm doing this too, and da da da. And I'm so I love it. I love the energy that it brings. So yeah, that is all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. Lollygag. Oh, I'm loving that already. You got to put that one out there because, hey, for sure.
Isn't it wonderful to see that an old moniker like Lollygag on the young people, you know, that she's picked up on that, you know, because that's what we were told when we were kids. Quit lollygagging over there. Go do what I told you to do.
Right,
and so
right.
I just love it. She has merged generations with that. And I just love it. Yeah.
So Ebony, next is her t-shirts. Lollygag t-shirts.
I'm loving it. I'm telling you.
I'm ready when you are, Lolly.
You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, that's a good idea. Thank you, Queen. Great idea.
Here's another one that I wrote down, May. Things must change. Period. A t-shirt. Yeah. Things must change.
Yes, that's wonderful too. So hey, if y'all need banners and so forth, we got banners. We got a place, a black printer that doesn't charge a lot. You give her a couple of days and she'll do it for little or nothing. So if you decide to,
Yeah, I need that.
resource,
I need that like now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Praise God. Mm.
I'm loving it, everything. I thank you, everyone. I'm telling you, please, like I said, I got really three different pages. I'm on. I have another page is called Malele. I got that name from the Shrine of the Black Madonna. I was in the shrine with Barbara Rose Collins and Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick when Kwame was little, and they gave me the name Malele, and I took that name because I do a lot of holistic healing, and as well as I do trying to break generational curses, you know, and with families, you know, trying to help people to find that inner peace. That lollygag has got going over there. She's I love her energy. You got a powerful gift, and that lollygag is going to send you over the top. I speak that into the universe. Everything that Sheila does, each and every one of you today, I speak that the things that the endeavors that you are venturing off into, be a great benefit for the universe. You know, not just here, here locally. We're talking about international. We're talking about international over the universe, because we need a universal change shift in life now. We, although I'm just global, I got a global Black Wall Street that I do also, because I'm in 3 different countries in Africa as well. I'm going there this year. Thank you, God. I'm saving up every coin because we have to realize also that I want, like, for everybody to start stressing that everybody get a passport. Everybody. Don't just get you a passport, and so that you can become global. We're only 5 hours different. Our time frame from here to Africa to Ghana is only 5 hours on a time frame. So you know how small the earth is. If we're only 5 hours, we 3 hours from, California. So we're talking about 5 hours away, a different time slot. So the thing is, we need to start thinking outside of United States of America. We have to go global, and then we have to go universal, because things is going to change again for our children's children. That it is going to be universal, because they're trying to get off this planet now. You know what I'm saying? And although they haven't gone up under the ocean, you know what I'm saying, but we don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on under there, because they won't tell you. And if you listen to the narrative, what they're trying to do now, because of so it's just an idea that we're doing things global now, and Africa is being just almost innovated with Chinese and with Germany and all the rest of the countries throughout the world, that they're leaving America behind. So we must think outside of that and start building globally. When I talk to the people in Africa, you know what they want over there. We're talking about, doing franchiseship and building here. What they really want over there is soul food restaurants. Isn't that all? I mean, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get away from my soul food, although I don't eat a whole lot of it, I don't eat the pig and, that sort of thing like that. But them ham hocks and oxtails and hooties, I don't eat no organs and bones and chitlins and all, I don't eat all that sort of stuff. So I'm just heavy because I eat at the wrong time. I go all day and say, did I eat something? I better get something to eat now. So that's my own downfall on that. But like I said, they are looking for us to help them to build a nation. Then you can say I'm kings and queens when you can go over there and own and help to build a nation. You know what I'm saying? Then you can pat yourself on the back and do that. But if you ain't even conquered your own neighborhood and don't even go outside your door and be in and out and scared to even deal with your own people, then you need to come on back home and rest yourself a little bit and find that brother love and sister love and that sort of stuff like that. That's when we need to come and conquer our own fears and phobias and so that we can do some wondrous things in life. It's time for us to live life in abundance. God said that he was gonna do it anyway. He said he'd give you your heart's desire. And that's my heart's desire, is that we can live life and have abundance. My people, my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. We're in 5 generations. And I tell people this all the time. My family knows their family is 6 times removed, and they grow up as cousins. They don't even know that they're cousins, and they're six times removed, and they play with each other. My great grandchildren play with cousins that are 6 times removed. Well, some people don't even have their first cousins. So we have to come back to family till we conquer our own house. You know what I'm saying? But I stress again, get your passport. Let's get out of here. Let's get moving. That's by all means, keep it moving globally. Yes.
Yes. I know that you have spent the better part of your morning with us, and we are really, I just can't tell you how grateful I am. I had a meditation, but I don't want to do it as a meditation. I'd like to do it before you leave, because you are speaking and so eloquently of why you were brought here, why you were born. And so for such a time as this, you could have been born in the 1800s, okay? But for such a time as this, you were brought here. So this isn't just for Miss Mayberry, Miss May Mayberry. This is for all of us. It is for all of this, and I'm speaking to your divinity today. I want to speak to the spark and the essence of pure love, infinite intelligence, ever-present truth that lives at the core of your being. I want to speak to the omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent part of you that has no beginning and it has no end. I want to call your name divinity, the essence of the sun on your face, the power of the moon that shines through you, the vastness of the universe that is reinforced by your every inhale and your every exhale. I want to speak to your divinity today. I want to acknowledge it and honor it and celebrate it. I want to speak to the truth of your divinity today. Many see us as the sum total of what we possess or what we have and have not done. We measure ourselves using external validation as a tool that establishes our value and our worth. in the world of comparison and competition. It is easy to forget that we are the beloved offspring of God, the source, the chief architect, and the creator of life, of all there is, and all that will ever be. We are all an eachness in the allness of God. You are, I am, and it is in this truth, this reality, this recognition that establishes our divinity. It is the awareness and the acceptance of our highest and most holy self that makes us divine and unique expressions of life. So today, if or when you are tempted to diminish, demean, belittle, or deny the truth of who you are, simply say that I am divine and I now choose to honor my divinity moment by moment. So I'm going to pray for you to recognize, remember, and realize just how divine you are. I'm going to pray that you acknowledge and accept the presence of God and good within you. I'm going to pray that you remember your connection to the source of all there is and how powerful, creative, and divine that makes you. Then I'm going to pray that you realize that you don't have to earn your divinity and that there is nothing you can do, have done, or will do to diminish or destroy it. Because I see you and I know you and I love you. I'm going to pray for you today. And my prayer is that you come gently into the realization and understanding that your most important task in life is to recognize, acknowledge, and open wide your divinity. So to you, Miss Mayberry, I thank you for recognizing and acknowledging and opening wide your divinity, not only to this community, to the world, but I just acknowledge you and I thank you. I thank you. And to all of the Elizabeths who have opened up their divinity and has recognized it, I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Ashe.
you, Ashe. Ashe, thank you, thank you. I accept and I acknowledge. Thank you, God.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that prayer. I really appreciate that.
You are a awesome representation of who God is.
Look,
And I thank you.
Get down, boy. Thank you, thank you. That's awesome.
And I know that in those midnight hours when exhaustion, see, it's I can see that you can get exhausted, but you keep it moving.
Thank you.
I can see that at night, sometimes when things are happening and it appears in the news and you say, Lord, why am I doing all of this? Why? Why? And you keep it moving. I know that when you don't nourish your own body, but you are nourishing other spirits, I thank you. And you keep it moving. And you keep it moving. I thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you for saying yes to your divinity. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
Thank you. I want to get all oh, Lord. Oh, God, it's so good. Thank you.
Yeah, and we hear you, Mama. We hear you. We hear you. You didn't shut us down because we did. We hear you. We are listening. We hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I say, I just thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I needed that. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you. I have. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank
Praise God. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. It is always refreshing and a burden lifter when you are able to be acknowledged, when someone acknowledges you for
you,
what
God.
people don't see that you go through.
Yes.
You know, when they just don't know, and they're in a, there's always correction coming and another issue and all that stuff. And just to take time and somebody just acknowledges you. And it doesn't even have to be somebody you know. It could be somebody who sees you.
Thank you.
Who
Thank you. Thank you so much. I got all mushy, y'all. I don't want to start.
It's all right.
y'all see me. Hey, I want to do no ugly cry and stuff. And like, hey, cut it out, lady.
You know, God in his infinite wisdom attached our tear ducts to our hearts. So when we can touch somebody's heart like you did for us today, when you can touch somebody's heart, a tear can come. And so well, I just it's just a reciprocal thing. You give, you gave, and we give back to you, and we give with our thanks. Yes, we give with our thanks.
And I want to add, you know,
thank you
this
so
is the Elizabeth space. So this is not, I know not every space is willing to listen and sit still and hear you out and your work and everything. They might not even always appreciate it all. But like, because we are in this space of, you know, we all know that we all have a mission, we all have a purpose, we are all birthing something, that I think this is great that you are here, and I'm glad that you are here, because I really appreciated Mama Danni affirming you through that word. And yes, this is your space. This is your space. So yeah, I'm glad you're here for that. I'm glad you got a little teary-eyed, because that means something touched you. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you, God.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be bothering you. Yeah, because I learned so much more about you, and you just sharing. I mean, that was not. This is my bio. This is what I do. This is what I've done. You said this is who I am. All the I am this, because you can't not pay attention to this. So, you know, it was like, I am this because that's for all of us. I am because I can't go on because. And that because what the Holy Spirit as a child put in us, as Mama would say, what did you do when you was little?
Yeah.
But, that's what it's about. And Reverend Amani and I were talking yesterday evening, and was just talking about that it's time for us as Elizabeth to buckle up. No more just, you know, we're just here to talk and whatever. There's going to be some things we're doing. We're going to do some business plans. Everybody, even if it's your ministry, that's still your business, you know, and we're going to do it together so that we can bust to the next level. Because no matter where your level is right now, you have to, what's next? That's what this year, that's our theme. God, what's next? You know, like May was saying, the first thing she do when she get up is, okay, what you got for me? What's my assignment today? What's next?
Yes,
Mhm,
we have to.
mhm,
Yeah, I have no, like I said, I have no doubt that God's gonna wake me up. I
mhm,
just want to know what you want me to do first.
Mhm.
I had to put God first
Yeah.
in everything that I do.
Mm.
And so, you know, I don't thank him for me. I thank him for who he is.
Mhm.
So I have to just tell him, what do you want me to do?
mhm,
Yeah.
Master and author and the finisher of whatever I do and touch throughout the day, week. And
Yes.
like I said, not just being like another cliche, you're the only Bible that some people see. But
Yes.
see, the thing is, I have to go
Yes.
beyond the Bible, because see, even before the Bible, what did God say? He walked with people when it was no Bible, when it was no word.
Mm.
So we have to know that God meets man where he is and not where you want him to be.
Yes.
mhm,
And so once you start putting God in a box,
Mm.
being a chaplain, people always say, oh, you got to speak Jesus. I said, no, you have to have people, you plant the seed
Yeah.
for God's wisdom, and, and let God handle the rest of it. You cannot just be, just put your own spill on whatever.
mhm,
We don't know what God has planned for that person. And we have to realize that even Mother Teresa, she didn't believe in Jesus Christ.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean that she's not going to go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to realize that it is all facets. And, even with, when man first started, he didn't have that, that Bible. He just
Mm-hmm.
who God was and how
Yeah.
God in the way that God wants them to worship him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you put him first in everything that you do. And then, like I said, when I go to sleep at night, I just say, I thank you for the day and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
And that means that even if I don't wake up on this side,
Yes.
you
You'll
say,
still
I
see
see
him
him.
tomorrow.
That's it. So you have to realize that God has got you.
Yes.
And if you just want to hear his and know his voice. So
Mm-hmm.
when you cross that bridge, that you'll know his voice.
mhm,
People say, when I go, I want to meet my mother, and hey, no, I just want to see God face to face. That voice had been talking to me and walking with me even when my mother was not present. My mother's still alive, thank God for it. But it's just I don't, I just want to see God's face. You know what I'm saying, face to face, and see if and then I asked him again, what do you want me to do today?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then I asked him, would you comfort my family while
Yes.
I go through my transition? And I want, I just, that's my prayer that I do every day.
Yes.
Monday is my day. I don't, my day of prayer is Monday.
Mm.
I do my salutation on Mondays
Mm-hmm.
because I feel that it's just a new day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Everybody starts on Sunday. Sunday is a sundown day, is a day for you to just do down.
For rest. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just do down.
Mm-hmm.
And Monday is your day. You getting up and you getting busy and you get your day, your week started and starting off the rest of the week. And it motivates the rest of your week, really. When after you had a sundown and rested, because the Sunday is a day of rest.
Mm.
It is.
You know what, Mama May, I just realized why Mondays were so important to me. You just helped me realize that. You just helped me realize that because I do salutations on Monday to get ready for I don't know why Monday was resonating with me. Now I know. Now I know. Now I know.
Well,
Yeah. How about a commercial like this?
all right.
Here's the commercial. Somebody says, like you said, you wake up in the morning and so, you greet and say, so God, how are you going to show up today? And somebody opens the door and it's the face of another person. When I see his face, I see it in Danny. I see it in Lolly. I see it down here. I see his face in every person that shows up in front of you. You are looking at God's face. How will you show up today for me?
Oh yeah. And you know,
one of those make you think kind of like, yeah. So when I see a person, the reverence and honor of how God is expressing himself right then in that moment. Yeah.
Yes, I thank God for that. I being a chaplain also, I tell people this also. I said, make sure when you leave this plane, I said, make sure that you make everything plain for your family. You know, take us some time and get a notebook. Get a notebook and write them small memoirs and things that you love about them, and or just just write them a small love letter and leave a love letter. And in your transition, during that time, that make sure that you got everything planned out. Make plans. Talk to your family about your plans. Don't I don't want to talk about that. No. Make sure that you have a plan. Have everything in order, have everything in divine order, so that they don't have to fight over and go through no changes and all that sort of stuff. Make sure that you have everything planned out. And see, what I have for myself, I want to be laid in state for 3 days. Not autopsy. If I died of whatever, I'm gone. I'm good. No resuscitation, all that sort of stuff. Make those things plain. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Make those things notable for your family, so that everybody won't be making the decision. This is what she wanted. And make those things, put it in a notebook so that your family can know how you felt. Talk to them and say, well, it's just got to be said, because I don't want y'all to be going through no changes. Families won't talk to each other for 10,000 years because you didn't have a flower put on a lipstick or whatever. Lay in state for 3 days. And I just want, no autopsy, don't embalm me for 3 days. Because see, I've seen and worked in funeral homes, you know what I'm saying? And see, your hearing is still working. Your eardrums are still vibrating 3 days after you. So in those 3 days, let me make my transition peacefully. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Hey, organ donors, please forgive me that I didn't donate my organ, my back, my ears, eyes. Hey,
you already gave.
It'll be all right, because what they're doing nowadays, they take animal organs, pig hearts and all this stuff, and put it in people. So they can do that, but I'm so sorry, y'all. y'all ain't gonna get it. It's not nothing. Not let me go with everything I had going on. You know what I'm saying?
I gave at the office. Okay, I gave at the office, y'all.
Yeah, right.
I gotta make you laugh. I know. I just, I just want you to make everything so comfortable for your family that they don't go through no change, no hardship, and
right.
going through and fighting and I want this and she left me that.
Yeah.
And that shoe and
give it to them now. You know what I say, my man? Give it to them now. You want them to have it, give it to them right now.
That's right.
Don't have it locked up in some vault, whatever. Give it to them now.
Right.
I do. I give everything. And they tell me all the time, you know what, I want it. Well, you should have said it. Because
I know.
If you tell me, I like these earrings, you like my earrings.
You like these earrings?
Right Here's something. I can get some more of them or whatever. Material things, because I'm not that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just make everything comfortable for your family. Take some time.
I call it dying grace.
Hey.
I call it dying grace, not only for the person who will be leaving, but also the ones that they leave behind. Dying grace.
Yes. Hey, and they don't make any difference if you're young or old.
Nope.
Hey, and get yourself some life insurance. No chicken dinners for me, please.
Right.
No go fun. No chicken dinners for me, please. You know. And you ain't gotta dress me, go out and buy me extra toenails and put some fingernails on me and all that. No. Hey, I ain't got no fingernails and now you gotta do no extra curls on my head, throw me an old wig on and let me go by my business. Let me just and don't forget my lipstick. I don't have it on now. I love my lipstick. I'm gone, y'all. Hey, this
bless your heart, like Dr. Reverend Sampson used to say, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Hey, just to let everybody say, she gone.
All right.
And that being said, let's give ourselves a big hug.
Oh, yes.
And
love everybody.
Hug the world.
And love the world and sprinkle love dust everywhere. Yes.
Let's send energy vibes for y'all.
Husband, peace and love.
Hugger too.
Everybody sell some tickets. They're coming through now. They're starting to come through. So yay.
Okay.
All right.
Yay.
We done cried, laughed, and had a great time today.
A great time.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
Love you.
I want to talk and want somebody to talk to, and I'm all ears too. So
okay.
A station that talks and listen.
Yes.
And if you ever need somebody to talk to, I don't care if it's midnight, because I'm up. I ain't got nothing else to do sometimes. I love to study, and I always try to find out what I can for people. Make sure I'm trying to get some young men to find a mentorship program for young men. As Lottie was saying, see, these young people, they so complacent in their neighborhoods. They don't have any place else to go. But we need training schools and masonaries and carpentry, all this stuff. We need programs for young men to do something, because everybody not college material.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Find them something to do besides
they will always need a skilled trade for something. Yeah.
Hustle on the side, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Cut some grass or something, because
absolutely.
Do something else with yourself besides pray on me. I ain't got nothing.
Mama Mayberry, bye-bye.
Can I say one thing about what she just said?
I love y'all.
But what, Lakeisha?
I do know of 2 programs for men. One is called Bomb Squad, Bring Our Men Back, and then Global Empowerment is great for men also. Men and women, actually. A mentor. He's a multi-millionaire mentor. He mentors people for free about business on the spiritual level. But Bomb Squad is Bring Our Men Back, and it's amazing. They meet every Saturday at 6 a.m. and it does change the men's lives, all ages. So I just wanted to share that.
The Mod Squad.
Bomb Squad.
And I can get more information and share it.
I'm going to put it in the chat. Maybe
Thank you,
Mary's
thank you.
number. I'll put it in, not the chat here, in the WhatsApp.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you, young
Lakeisha,
lady.
right?
Thank you.
Love you.
Lakeisha,
Bye-bye.
you can get it from there, right? You're in the WhatsApp?
In the web chat.
Well, I have to download it again because I lost both of my phones, so I have to download.
Okay, I'll text it. I'll text it directly to you.
Thank you, thank you. Global, did you say over on the west side too, right? I'm going over there today. Got a funeral over there. Thank you. God bless you. Love you.
Peace out.
All right.